Okay, it's 10 o'clock. I will call the Harrison County Commission to order. If you will rise and join us in the invocation and pledge, please.
Heavenly Father, we come in thanksgiving. We thank you for those who follow your lead and serve. A reminder for us not to be served, but to serve. We thank you for this time that Gina has given us and Mike has given us, Lord. All of us will come and go, and everything will come and go, but the one thing that will remain and perfectly remain in place is your holy word. Thank you for your guidance. Thank you for them as our friends, as our employee, but also, Lord, for the example that they followed in you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. As you pass by, please. Thank you.
That'd be terrible.
Okay, number one is public comment. Greg Dale.
See if I can get in 3 minutes. I want to start by thanking you all for all the help that you've given on this issue with our church. I just wanted to this is a pretty good forum, and I just wanted to bring a couple things to light over the taxation of Hillside Christian Academy. Yes, the building was tax exempt, so if it was tax exempt in 23 and it's tax exempt for 25, why not the vacant lots for 24? And I've got a few examples. I talked to a former school board president that there are no schools in Harrison County that pay taxes in the state. It doesn't happen. There are none. I talked to the state tax department legal division, and they weren't aware of a taxability. They looked, they called me back, they couldn't find one. So if they would have received one, since it was tax year 24, they would have just sent it back because that tax year was over and done. The books were closed on it. So there is no taxability ruling that we're waiting on. As far as the letter with Jerry Knight goes, Jerry Knight's a very reputable guy, but he's basing his opinion on what he was told. And for him to say that it wasn't a school is just, that's not false. We had school, we had the pictures, we've got the agendas and everything else. It was a school. When the assessor was there, we were doing general maintenance, plaster repair, painting. I've worked with Leroy Barker, that was a former director of the state tax department. He's in agreement that it should be non-taxable. He was there volunteering to help. I've spoken to a few other assessors that don't understand why this is an issue. And there's some examples that I'll give. If Jerry Knight says on July 1st, what was it? It wasn't a school. Well, it's just like the property that you all bought, the Ellis Drive in. Do we think that the commission's going to pay taxes on that because July 1st, it was a vacant commercial property? Absolutely not. The county doesn't pay taxes. There's rulings as far as the Robinson Grant goes, and we're talking about a Christian academy. So we feel that we've been singled out in this because there's all these examples. You have Adamston Elementary School that was closed July 1st, 23. It was vacant. It was exempt. Northview was closed. Will it be exempt? And Norwood was closed in 2023. It sold in 2025, and it's still exempt, and it's being gutted for commercial use. So there's a clear pattern here for whatever reason. I don't know why we were singled out, unless it's just because I used to work there and was a supervisor. But I just wanted to bring some of those points up to you, and thank you again for all the help that you've given on these issues.
Thanks, Greg.
Thank you.
I'm going to say Miss Tate because I would probably butcher that first name.
Good morning. I am Shanita Tate, a public affairs specialist for the United States Small Business Administration. I'm here this morning with my colleagues We wanted to take the opportunity to let the constituents of Harrison County know that we are still here in this county. And we wanted to bring some information to you regarding the economic injury disaster loans for that they may apply for. That would be available for small businesses, nonprofit organizations, the EIDL loans. We offer up to $2 million to meet ordinary and necessary financial obligations. We have low fixed interest rates with terms up to 30 years. There is no payment or no interest for 12 months for these loans. And there's no need to wait for insurance to settle before applying. This would help businesses and nonprofit organizations that may have been affected by the floods. They may have lost revenue because of the flooding, the foot traffic. They were not able to do business with regards to that. I have here a few copies that I wanted to share with you. They have a few ways that they can apply for this. They can go online. They can also call our 1-800 number, which is 1-800-659-2955. And thank you for your time.
Thank you for the information.
You're welcome. May I pass this information?
Yeah.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you, sir. Now I'm going to do just the opposite on this name. Michael?
That's the, I believe we're agenda item 15 today. I had signed. in.
Oh, okay, okay.
Indeed, so,
Okay.
okay.
Is there anyone on Zoom that wishes to speak publicly? Anyone on Zoom wish to speak publicly? Hearing none, we will move to the man of the hour at 10:05. Mr. Book, you want to come up? Sheila, you want to come with me? Okay. Anybody else wants to join? This is a momentous occasion. We'll nothing say. We have a plaque tomorrow. Director of Harrison County Parks and Recreation, in recognition of 46 years of dedicated service, leadership, and unwavering commitment to the parks, the people, and the communities of Harrison County. Are you ready to say? Okay, are you all ready? You've been here since the dinosaurs. And in all that time, you've helped shape more than just trails and ball fields. You've shaped a legacy of community, connection, and care that will stand the test of time. And it is with deepest gratitude from the Harrison County Commission.
Oh, long time. Lots of people work with, great staff, great community. You lived through our Stephen County Clerk working for me in the summers. So, you know, what we had to go through with things like that. Been very proud of the programming, especially the kids and the family type things that we've done. And even the dinosaurs were here with everything. And actually, I started in 1977 as a playground leader. Never went away. So you'll have a hard time keeping you away now too. We'll come back and volunteer and these other things. My wife's back here and she had lived through this so much. Most of the time she wasn't kicking and screaming, but it's a way of life. It was more than just a job. But thank you very much.
There's no words. I mean, he was a great with family and the kids. I think that he started a tremendous amount of projects here. And I think Sheila was also involved in some of those from the school aspect of it. But,
You know, like I always think when I look at you, and I think of John Cooper too, I will always know that John Cooper was my first job. And I'm thinking of hundreds and maybe thousands of kids that started, that they will always remember, they're my age now. That they were their first boss. So what a compliment to you that it's without limit.
I appreciate it. And also we had kids of some of the kids that work for me.
I know.
So it has been going
Yeah,
on.
my son's first job was with John Cooper, and I thought to myself, my God, generations of us have went there, and you have the same thing.
John, did you want to say anything?
He was my first boss for sure, and I try to conduct myself like this, that I like to growing up. You will be sorely missed for sure.
Just telling me he's gonna be missed and welcome back anytime. Don't lose the knowledge.
We'll be around.
Knowledge
There's a
is
lot
there.
up there.
Don't lose it. Thank you again.
Thanks so much.
Madam President, if I may have a few things to say about Mike. I've worked with Mike now officially for 8 years. 4.5 of those have been as I have been county administrator, and he has been such a pleasure to work with. Mike, there's so much I want to say, so I wrote some of the things down because I knew I'd get lost, because I mean, after 46.5 years with the county commission, that's quite a feat. And you have accomplished some amazing things. Today, we gather to celebrate not just a retirement, but a remarkable legacy, one built with over more than 46 years. And actually, that was after your official hire date of 1979. So if we're going back to 77, it's even more. Dedication, creativity, and heart in Parks and Rec. Mike has been the heart and soul of this department for decades, from early days of park improvements to the unforgettable programs that brought the community together, like the dinosaurs, Energy Express, feeding the children throughout the summer, making sure that there was always a way for the kids to be fed when school was out. Mike's touched countless lives. Each of these programs has brought joy, learning, and nourishment to our community. And behind each one of them was Mike and his wife, planning, supporting, and making sure every detail was right. For 46 years, Mike's worked not for recognition, but for the smiles of kids in summer programs, the laughter echoing the parks, and satisfaction of knowing our community is stronger and more connected because of what we do here and what he has done. Your leadership has shaped generations of staff and volunteers. You've taught us that Parks and Rec isn't just about facilities or events. It's about people, it's about giving our community a place to belong, grow, make memories, and to look back and say, Mike Book was my first boss. As you step into this new chapter, we know you'll finally get to enjoy the parks you've worked hard to build without the phone ringing off the hook, but now you can come back as a volunteer as much as you want and not have to do anything, but be there to observe. We can never thank you enough for the years of dedication, patience, humor, and passion you've given. You've left behind a legacy that will continue in every program, every playground, and every child's smile for years to come. On behalf of everyone here and the entire community, thank you for over 46 years of dedicated service. We wish you a retirement filled with joy, adventure, and loyal service.
Number 2, consent agenda. What's the pleasure?
Move to approve.
Motion to approve consent agenda. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? None, motion carried. We have payroll changes A through J. What's the pleasure?
Madam President, I would like to break down this vote if possible.
Okay, one by one, or
We can take A, B, and C and move to approve.
okay, so the first motion is to approve A through C, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried.
Next would be E, F, and G.
Okay. To approve, motion to approve
Motion to approve.
E, F, and G. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay,
So that's A, B, C.
E, F, and G.
Okay.
And I would like to make a motion on not to approve H, I, and J.
so the motion is not to approve H, I, and J.
Yes, ma'am.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Motion carried. Okay. How are we doing with D?
Motion to approve.
Okay, the motion's been made to approve D. Is there any discussion?
Is this, D recommendation of staff?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. No questions.
I wish. I can't say so. Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Okay, number 4, minutes and or amended minutes of previous meeting. It looks like October 15th, 2025 is the only one we have.
Move to approve October 15th, 2025 meeting minutes as presented.
Motion to approve October 15th, 2025 minutes as presented. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Number 5, requisitions, purchase orders, invoices A through D. What's the pleasure?
Is there any discussion on any items in D?
The only discussion, I had several questions, but a department needs to learn the numbers. It's about all I can say about it. Most of my questions, that's what they were. But we have a requisition here to reimburse the sheriff and treasurer for an estate to come out of a line item that does not have the funds in it. And I know we can do a budget revision. But I think we need to, my take from this is we need to pay attention to our line items to make sure that there's money in them before you take them out, so we don't have to do as many budget revisions. That's just all I wanted to.
So
It's $11,250.87.
out of a line item that has no budget. And
Well-
where's the money gonna come to backfill it?
We'll have to take it out of professional services or something and transfer it into there.
This
We
is
don't-
refunds. I think 240 is refunds, correct? And reimbursements.
Correct, and so there should be $5,000 in refunds, but it's still not enough to cover that.
Because we have another one that we're taking out of that to pay.
That is correct. So with that, we usually don't have an expense this large. But since we gave the sheriff this one, we didn't budget for it. We didn't expect something this large, so we will have to transfer money into that line item.
But I just want us to, that's just my point, that we need to, just saying we need to pay attention to what money's in these lines. That we have to do as many budget revisions.
So. Has this been? We had this issue before?
Not to this extent, I don't believe.
I don't think the bills have been this large.
And I don't even know if they've settled that estate yet.
I don't believe it. Better not.
Yeah,
I'm
that's why I'm
not-
saying I should have checked, but that's what happens. Yeah.
This is one of the estates that was given to the sheriff.
Well, there's 2 estates on there, but the one.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're talking
Up
about
less.
this
No.
amount or is this one? That's what threw me off was.
Oh, yeah, that one
That
was
was
okay.
attached.
It's attached in, it's just in, that one's included in this, the sheriff's and
So
treasurer's.
is this something that we need to hold or we're gonna go
And we're
ahead?
gonna have to do a budget. It's up to you. If you want to do a budget revision and then approve it, or do we just go ahead and approve it and do a budget revision?
I'm gonna say we hold this out and do a budget revision, so that would be.
those are not included. Those go in that fund. You would take that on it.
On the vendor number 25039. Remove it until we can do a budget revision.
So the
Can I have the
motion,
amount, please?
$11,250.87.
so the motion is to approve the requisitions excluding
Including that one, which is
vendor number 25.
the amount.
And the amount, the vendor is 25039 in the amount of $11,250.87. It's going to be withheld. The rest will be approved, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Number 6, exoneration, corrective tickets, joint property applications, and we just have exonerations, it looks like.
That is correct, Madam President.
Move to approve exonerations.
Motion to approve exonerations. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Number 7, consideration of approval of a project fund requisition for the payment of costs associated with the project to be financed from proceeds of the Series 2019 bonds issued for the Charles Point Economic Opportunity Development District, Series 2021 A and B Development District Number 3, White Oaks Project Number 2, and Series 2008A, Charles Point Project Number 2, Northland Bay Improvements, and there is A, B, and C. What's the pleasure?
Move to approve.
Motion to approve number 7, A through C. correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Number 8, review, discuss, consider A, McKinley CEC proposals for additional testing, scanning at site of Royal Chrysler Building. We want to take these separately?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and make the motion that we step away from both A and B, Madam President. As a commission representing Harrison County.
And the motion's been made to step away from number 8, A and B as a commission,
As a governing body, yes.
as a governing body. Is there any discussion?
My only question is the bills that we've incurred in the commission's name, how do we handle that? We pay those or?
What bills have we heard, Madam Administrator?
We've already paid, the county's already paid $35,000 to our engineer of record for the work that's been done. And there's an additional approximately $20,000 worth of work that we have received an invoice for that we have not paid yet. At this moment, we do not have, the DEP does not have a mechanism for us to recoup that money. I have a whole bunch of notes here, but I won't go into them at all if you guys are.
And I'm not opposed to,
Do you believe we can go after that money eventually with the DP?
I think that,
Yeah.
yes, I think that we should be reimbursed and I think we should push for that.
Then
Absolutely.
let's amend my motion to go ahead and step away, but you do your due diligence to get us reimbursed for any investment that we have in that through the DEP.
Perfect.
As we were only doing the good deed to keep our property safe
Correct.
from falling in the road in the first place, for the record.
Absolutely.
And that's as simple as that.
Yes.
And for the record, we have not received an invoice yet for phase 1 demo from Safeco. So that's another 15,000 of an invoice that we haven't not received yet.
It's
for
around
this project.
the total that we have spent and or are obligated to pay is around $79,000 at this moment. And
and they
DEP
promised that they're gonna.
they have
reimburse.
promised that.
And who
They-
do we owe right now?
McKinley's the only, McKinley and Safeco. We don't have an invoice from Safeco. We do have an invoice from McKinley, which includes the work from their sub CEC.
Let me ask you this, and just opinion right now. Should we wait to get our reimbursement of the 35 before we pay another penny? To assure that the DEP is going to do their due diligence for our goodwill?
Well, the work's been done.
Okay.
The work
I
has
agree
been
with you.
done.
I agree with you.
at the request of the DEP. That was the last that the commission spoke about. This was about a month ago when you agreed to do the additional core testing.
Okay,
And that's the work that is not yet, that we have an invoice for that we have not yet paid.
okay.
But the DEP absolutely has agreed to pay that. They just have not put a mechanism in place yet for that to happen.
Then just to clean it up, Mr. Clerk, our motion is to step away, but to do our due diligence, even legally, to proceed to get our money back, reimbursement for the DEP for our work in making this a safe environment so that it didn't go into the road.
Right.
Want to include Safeco in that.
Absolutely. Okay,
What Safeco is,
In terms of potential reimbursement.
yeah, well, I think the DEP agreed to reimburse us for everything that we spent. And as I understand the issue, that's all they just keep saying is that we keep spending money and they'll pay us back, but
and they've been good.
I
to us.
appreciate the motion that Commissioner Treecost made, because I think this is just a deep, dark hole that's not gonna quit
We agree.
taking.
And we went above and beyond.
Yes.
To make it safe for our citizens, which is our job.
Right.
And we've done it.
I agree.
Okay. I'll call the question, Madam President.
Okay. Know what the motion is, correct? Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed?
I don't want the paper to get that I said I agreed with Commissioner Treecost. If you'd note that in the paper.
In public, motion
In
carried.
public.
Okay, motion carried. Okay, number 9, review, discuss, consider distributing opioid funds in the amount of $306,158.10.
Madam President, I asked this be made a agenda item. I'm excited that we have another $306,000. I have followed some of the programs and saw the good work that they've done. To the programs that I believe in is Phoenix, which is helping women in recovery. Because with all my heart and soul, I have no data to base this, but I believe every time we help a woman, probably more than half the time, we're also helping a child. And also, it's no secret to anybody, I have an incredible desire to do everything I can for children with autism. I just hate it and for them, and I love their parents for what they do for them. So those are two that I hope that you and Commissioner Hinkle, Commissioner President, would continue to give money to out of this $306,000. And as far as that's concerned, whatever you two see a desire to give to, I support that as well. But I just publicly, I have, all programs are good, but I have two that I read about, study about, and visit, and I love what they do for the women, in turn helping their children, and then also what seeing a child on a horse and their personality changes is amazing to me. But I'll follow your lead, but I just wanted to tell you where I'm going with this and the distribution of this money, and it's at your discretion.
But I would just like to be consistent
I do too.
and do the same thing as we did in the past
Yeah.
with letting them apply, and then we go from there.
Let them apply, or do we just want to go ahead and fund them?
I don't want to apply. We know what we're giving.
Okay, did we get a new one?
Yeah, they have one.
See that, well, I mean, that's another point. There may be other,
Can I submit this to you and Patsy? I spent the better part of the last 5 days.
Yeah, I heard,
Remember
yeah.
what was submitted.
Yeah.
I totaled it out where it came out to 290, where it left money for potentially somebody else to step in. You look at the far blue columns were the ones that I could see had made great strides with the money. And some of them still have a lot of money that they haven't spent. And I don't, that I took into consideration too, that they haven't spent all their funds that we've given them.
And just so we're clear, we've given them those funds.
They've been paid. They just, in their reports, say how much they have their balance. So if you look at that, there's there's a balance still that they haven't used. So the numbers over in the right-hand column total out to 290. And nothing that we have to do today, but I think that those are ones that, from what I can read in their reports, have done a good job. I don't think we need to do any more with the sheriff. And some of them have been, to me, it's pretty amazing what they've done. You look at health access. I mean, that's 2,680 procedures that went along with the money we use. You look at, as much as I know, Game Changers doesn't seem to be as popular, but 5,000 students, grade 3 through 12 were impacted. So I think they're showing that they're working towards it. Homeless Coalition. They have some remaining balance, but they've been using it to support their staff so that they can do it. Well, these are just examples. So we can either wait or
And I don't want it to, I don't wanna wait
so.
too long, but I just think some other people may,
That's
Have
why
an
I
opportunity to
didn't,
ask
I
for
didn't
it.
expend all of what was there.
then that way maybe we can look at some of there's,
Yes.
that's mine now. I don't disagree with either one of you.
So
That's
we
We can just, if you want Patsy, just the first 2 or 3 in this list that if you're good with the number, we can pass it up.
Yeah, and I told you about two. If you have a particular one you want to go ahead and shoot with, and Susan, I'll do that, guys. I really will. But I don't want to wait. I want to keep these programs moving now. And
So we're gonna do some now and some later. I just think we need to do them all at the same time. I'm sorry.
okay,
And that's less confusing.
So
Well, we've had this
Make
money-
sure we get the money in the right place and right amount. I mean, I'm not saying wait 6 months. I mean, what, 30 days? Can we wait 30 days?
we've had the money for 6 months, and President, I think daggone. Okay, whatever you.
No, if you guys,
No,
I'm just,
no.
I just, all I can say is that I went through what they
no, I
gave
think,
us.
I think we,
I think Michelle gave us a great report, and knowing what we had, I tried when I went through looking at what we gave before, tried to, some of it is an increase. I mean, Clarksburg Baptist Church, when I gave 15,000 last time, and I'm suggesting 25 this time. So in the same way with Horizons Church. Stars and Strides, I know we went down, but I'm looking that they technically have 135,000 left over. They still have to spend. So I'm gonna take, we got more opioid money that'll be coming in the future. So I think we can go back and look at some of the ones that,
And each year it'll be getting less.
Yes.
Less and less.
I agree with Patsy, the Phoenix Recovery House. I
How much are you giving them, Dan?
40,
20?
and she still has a balance of 20, so it puts her back up close.
So you're at 290. What's that leave us to give new? Leave us 16.
Leaves us 16 to give away. We have had one request. I read the request. I don't know if you all with it, the request, but I can't say that it's something that I.
do we want to give people the opportunity and other individuals the opportunity to request funds? Or you just want to take this list?
It's,
That's all. I mean,
I am totally flexible. If you wanna trim somebody right now, Susan, I mean, public defender's
I need
50
to sit down
grand, we
and
can
take a little
pull,
bit
we
of
can
time
pull
to look.
50 grand back from the public defender. And that leaves you 65,000 to give to other people. And
2 weeks, give them 2 weeks and we come back first meeting in
Yeah.
December and how's that sound? Make the decision then.
You want it on the first week?
Well, I'm just, I mean, I want to make sure think I agree.
I'm flexible with it. I don't know if 2 weeks, Patsy's gonna affect anybody's
No, no,
operations
it's not.
and,
Let's go ahead and I'll go, Susan, I agree. We'll
Okay.
wait till December first meeting in December.
so.
We'll put it
And,
out there
and
where
if you
it's-
guys got any questions, believe me, with Michelle and I, we done a really hard deep dive. I didn't discuss with her the money that I came up with to plug into each one, but I just based it upon what I could see from what they had accomplished and what we'd given
I don't-
them.
Have an issue
So,
administering money to the ones that we did and taking some from ones that still had money. I just want to know if there's others out there. And if there's not, then at least we tried.
yeah, and I think we only had only one person applied.
Well, that's true, but we didn't.
But nobody asked, how did they know to apply?
It's been discussed in meetings that we have the money. Damien's
Yeah, but it's.
written
not-
about it, but
Yeah, but. Oh, good. So. Okay, so we want to hold this off till the first.
so,
meeting.
yeah, motion is first meeting in December.
Good. Motion is to move this to the first meeting in December
Yes, ma'am.
and give notice that we need to apply before. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried, thanks. Number 10, review, discuss, consider DOH contract for 1.3 million bridge per DOH attachment. A1 does not apply for this contract, but is required to be included.
So I want to specifically, we want to
Look at.
specifically put that on the agenda because, so when we originally got the contract, we read through it, and the attachment, and we had a few problems with it. I mean, yeah, it's like, wait a second, first you tell us we're doing it, then this says, or first you say you're doing it, then this is telling us, no, we're doing it, and there was a lot of confusion, so, we had a conference call with them. We requested that maybe they take out some of the verbiage in the attachment. And after talking, they are unable to take out the verbiage in the attachment. But they said that we only need to pay attention to the first part, the attachment, it doesn't apply to us. So. But it's required to be included.
And that's not what the contract says. In provision H, attachment A1 is incorporated and made a part of the full contract. So you're sort of in the catch-22 of they won't make the edits which county wanted. And here we are. Couple questions before about this. All right-of-ways don't have to be acquired yet for the project. They just shall be acquired. So that was an initial question historically.
It's been answered a few times.
And a number of the other changes related to project funding, trying to put sort of more meat on the relationship that they would come back and talk to you all about funding, because this is for a specific amount, and we know the project is probably going to exceed this amount. And they would not accept those changes, which we had put in the October 16th edit of the agreement. What questions do you all have for me about the contract?
What do you want to do, Susan?
I have A1.
I want to do it, but
Have we already done that?
A1, you're on page 3 of the design. That's the design question.
It's under the sponsor, we're qualified that we will contract a qualified consultant for the scope of work. So we're saying we've already done that. Is this? How do we handle it? We've already done it and they're telling us to go do it. So it's a non-reimbursable expense.
So the question I had put in my notes is, what is a qualified consultant? But we didn't get any clarity as to what that actually means or related to the retention process. I believe it was discussed, and Michelle can correct me, that Thrasher has been working on the design of this project for a period of time. And that would be rolled into, if possible, but I can't sit here and tell you 100% it's gonna be reimbursable, but Michelle may have some clarity.
No, I agree with him that I know that Thrasher's had conversations with the DOH. I know that plans have been submitted. It's my understanding from conversations we've had with the DOH and from conversations we've had with Thrasher that that covers that section, that, you know, that qualifies for us hiring, since they're the engineer of record on the rail trail, that qualifies as us hiring a consultant, et cetera. And it's also my understanding that those costs we would pay for those. Now, we do have revenue replacement funds set aside for that. So that's a good thing. But that's my understanding.
When you say we have revenue replacement set aside,
Yes, for this project.
can you expand on what you mean by that?
Yes. Last year in December, we had to obligate all ARPA funds, and we obligated our revenue replacement funds partly for this project and partly for our animal control facility. So there's, I believe, $800,000 that is obligated
To the two projects? or-
to, no, specifically to this rail trail project.
Okay, and can we use that for the match?
We can.
That is part of the numbers that is included with when we talked about how we're gonna pay for this project and everything. 800,000 has been designated specifically to the phase 1 bridge. We can't use that 800,000 anywhere.
Right.
Trey, and if I understand when I read this, once we turn it over to them and this thing comes in, let's say at a total budget of $2 million, and we just still have to write another check to the state for them to handle distribution of those funds.
So under provision E of what I'll call the main contract, the cost may not exceed the amount set forth in the agreement without a supplemental agreement outlining the amount of funding to be added and the source of funding. So we'll have to do an addendum to this, which specifies where the additional money is coming in.
But we've already done that. We've already voted on that
Well,
to do that because we knew the bridge was 2.2.
yeah, and that's, I believe that's what Michelle just stated, is there's $800,000 allocated for the project, but we'll have to do an agreement with the department, which outlines where that money's coming from into this project.
So all we had to do is inform that we've already laid the money aside and that it is sitting, waiting for the project, because we knew that the Thrasher bid came in at, but every time we wait, guys, it gets higher.
We actually officially, the commission voted on a couple different things that is specifically set aside for this bridge. Part of it is the money out of 027, the Improvement Opportunity Fund. And so there's that money that has been voted specifically for this project as well, besides the 800,000.
And my last question, Trey, is that when we applied for this, we wrote in there with 3 phases. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, we asked for this money. And I don't think it, from what I can see in the narrative, and I don't know how the money came back, did it say what had to cover, we had to do all 3 phases?
So this agreement is presented as just in relation to the rail trail connector.
That's way up. Grant was written. I'm just trying to understand if we're still stuck in, they don't mention phases in this agreement.
That's correct. There isn't a phase that I see, a phase designation. It's just that this is for a project for the construction of a rail trail connection to the North Bend Rail Trail in the Clarksburg area, which has always been the bridge that we
But
acquired the
it's-
landing for.
But there's 2 bridges in the phases. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 is another bridge across another creek.
Simpson Creek.
Yeah,
No, Patsy, it's across Limestone.
Hmm.
And then part of it, when we requested the money, was to do the bypass along Chris Lane's property. That was phase 2 of the grant request. Phase 3 was the Limestone Bridge. And I'm just trying to,
I thought this was just for the bridge.
The way this is drafted,
Okay.
this contract is for
He's talking about the grant application,
bridge.
but we've only set money aside on this bridge and Simpson.
So,
Okay.
but like logistically, though, let's talk about it. This contract is for the bridge. There is another bridge up, which is necessary near the end of Meadowbrook Road. And then the Chris Lane bypass, what we had discussed doing there is just utilizing the road area because of how short of a traverse it is from one section of the trail where it comes out by the church. And then the trail starts in the immediate vicinity of
Where you go to that.
the Dollar General, the new Dollar General.
that was phase 2. In the application. All I'm asking is, when they granted us, how did the grant read? Did it talk about the phases? Did it talk about just building a bridge?
No, it's specifically for this bridge.
The grant was,
I haven't seen any paperwork that's attached to this check
the
or to
grant,
this money.
the grant was written basically saying, this is a 5-phase project. And we're gonna ask money, we're asking for funds for phases 1, 2, and 3. And here's what phases 1, 2, and 3 are gonna entail, and it's $2.6 million to do phases 1, 2, and 3. So to me, anything that falls under phase 1, 2, and 3 could be done if as long as with that $1.3 million, as long as it's actually mentioned in phase 1, 2, or 3. I think the commissions has known all along that we're gonna have to come up with additional money to finish phases 1, 2, and 3.
So that's my question. Do we have to do 1, 2, and 3? Because we got this money.
It's my understanding from, and Laura, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but on one of the phone calls we had with the DOH.
I bet they don't count. I'm sorry, but they didn't give us the money. It's not their rules. It's the rules that the Department of Highways from the federal government is giving us a grant. Where is that grant work that says what they expect us to do? Do you have it?
It's my understanding that's what
Okay, you
Thrasher,
don't have it. I don't have it. You don't have it, but we're going to vote on it today.
So your question speaks to when the grant was awarded, is there a grant award which designates project ABC 1, 2, 3?
Yes, sir.
Or can we allocate the money?
Yes, sir.
toward
I'm all
project?
fine for doing it if you just
One.
tell me what the department or the DOT federal government thinks that they're going to get in return for their money.
I don't think that we received a grant award per se. I think there may be emails that the former director of grants received saying, congratulations, you're going to receive CDS funds, blah, blah, blah. But I do not believe we've received any paperwork other than the contract that we received recently stating what is expected.
And the reason we didn't vote to do the bridge ourselves is because you all wanted to use this money for this bridge. So we've got to remember what we've said. We've got to, like Trey has recapped 4 years for me. Guys, we just want to build this bridge so we can get from Northview to Wilsonburg and complete one more phase. As I love the line we use, another pipe in the pipeline, but this time it's a bridge. So that we can move forward on this, and
It's my understanding that whatever is in the scope of work,
we actually have the money.
right, whatever's in the scope of work,
It's not a matter of the money. It's a matter of whether you're spending the money under the federal guidelines that they gave it to you. And nobody has those guidelines.
But you used this against me, not against me, but against the bridge when I wanted us to do it out of our pocket, saying that this money had to be spent on this bridge. We've got to be careful what we're doing today, because we're talking two different, we can't use the money to vote no.
I'm not trying to vote now. I'm just trying to figure out
Well, we
what
did.
our liability is. If we build the bridge, do we have to do 2 and 3? That's the question.
We
I
don't, we
know
do
that.
not,
But you don't know that.
Because we can actually reapply for more money for 2 and 3 once we do 1.
Just show me where it says that and I'll vote for your bridge.
Well, David, you've been doing this a long time now.
I'm not doing a
We
long
have to-
time. I
we
keep
have to-
asking these questions.
But you
and
don't
Nobody
have-
has the
Well,
answers.
why are we asking these questions
Now,
now?
Trey, have I not been asking these questions since the contract come up? Girls, have I not been asking where it says how we have to spend the money on one project?
So
We were worried whether or not it was just gonna be for the bridge or whether we were gonna be stuck with phase 1, 2, and 3. And just to show you, Patsy, we're already paying for phase 2 when we agreed to spend $2 million the other day to go from 19 to Reynoldsville. So we already got into the middle of this. So that's covered.
Can I try to clarify?
Sure.
So David's question goes to, could the county be obligated to spend more money to finish the whole project? That's really the heart of his question, as I take it. If you look at page 4, there's protection for items which exceed the amounts in provision E.
because we're gonna tell them what we're gonna do, right?
Exactly, and then
Okay.
on page
And that's the bridge.
3, there's a definition of the project, which is design of pedestrian bridge as a connection to the North Bend Rail Trail. So I'm comfortable that there's protections in the agreement. And I did have concerns, and I raised these concerns because we tried to draft it like this: if costs exceed a certain amount of percentage, we have to sit down and talk about it with them, but they wouldn't change that language. However, there is protection in here on page 4 and page 3.
Excuse me, this is Gina. Can I step in?
Hi, Gina.
Hi. Back when I originally put this grant in, it was only for the bridge for the West Fork River, and it also included the little bridge over Limestone. That's all that money was to be for. And Michelle was correct. There is not a grant award. It was an email. And because of the nature of this grant, which was congressional spending funds, it had to go through the DOH. And that's why we have that contract from the DOH. It'll be funneled through them.
So this contract will not have anything to do with the bridge over Limestone.
Right. This one, in the call, they said it was only the West Fork Bridge.
That's what the state says.
Yes.
But the money we have awarded, we don't have to use any of it towards the Limestone Bridge.
No.
You good, Dave?
Well, the only thing that I'm gonna say, Patsy, is
Yes,
that the original phase 2 should have been buried in the contract we just did with Thrasher for 19 to Reynoldsville. So you're telling me, Laura, you've got 800,000 set aside for the bridge? Okay.
Their money set aside in the bridge. I can get the exact number, but there's money set aside, the community improvement at 7, and that's specifically designated to phase 1 project.
And I'll ask I'm sorry, Trey, when we approve this, can we approve it so that it's phase 1 and phase 3? So that all the bridges are all done, even though it's not part of the contract?
I don't think that's consistent with what Gina just said, the application and the award process and body for this contract, so I would not structure it like that. The other reality here is that we have a cost estimate of what the bridge is going to cost in theory, and constructing varies quickly these days, but the amount of money here, which is being awarded, it's not sufficient to cover the base value of phase one of the bridge, which makes it an impossibility. And that's really the next step in the pipe following the CSX transaction of roughly 60 acres. So I don't believe that that would be appropriate.
We're gonna approve a contract. And you're okay with it, we're still tied to the alt.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
We're gonna approve the contract even though they say we don't have to follow all the requirements.
That's not what I said. I said under provision H, my first comment was they are part of the contract. Attachment A1 is part of the contract. In section H, it has not been removed, revoked, altered. The grant program general clauses and covenants dated October 29th, 2015 apply to this agreement.
Hey, motion to sign the contract and send the state a check for $288,000. $800.
Good. Motion is to approve the contract and send the state 288. 800, no. $288,000. $800. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None, motion carried. Number 11, review, discuss, consider giving the 6th floor IT room, the old court recorder's room, to probation.
Good morning. I'm here today to request the probation officer get the 6th floor, which used to be the old court reporter's room. Main reason for that is right now we're having to use a little room off on the 5th floor for when our polygraph examiner comes in, which is a minimum of usually twice a year. Also looking towards the future, currently there's approximately 100 sex offenders incarcerated that will be getting out, that will be on supervised release. Some of them for up to 50 years. So we'll be dealing with them for pretty much the remainder of their lifetime. The way the Supreme Court math works, once sex offender numbers reach an additional 15 people, that kind of triggers them to say we get an additional officer. So as people are released from prison, that will be coming. Our office space right now, we are one person short. Once the Supreme Court lifts their hiring freeze, that person will be hired. We have some people already doubled up. By doing this, we have one officer by the office that was redone. There is a camera that goes down that office, towards that office, but on occasion we do have issues with people. I'm not sure if somebody would hear Eric, if he would yell, that would put an additional 1 or 2 people down there. And also I think we could double up people in that court reporter's office when that time comes, as I can see in the future, more officers coming. When I was hired 25 years ago, I was probation officer number 6. We're now up to 16. So I'm just requesting for us to have permission to use that office.
You know, Mike, I just want to tell you that I'm going to support you on this, but I have to put a contingency on it. And the other two know what it is. We are paying someone to tell us exactly what to do at the courthouse right now. It doesn't cost us a penny to let you use it right now. At the same time, I cannot promise you that once we see what we're asking somebody to do for us professionally to do the courthouse right, that it will stay.
I understand.
So
that.
I don't want,
I understand.
I don't want you to think I'm
Yeah,
giving.
I understand.
I don't want you to
Because
think I'm
there's
an Indian
Yeah.
giver, as we said when we were kids.
Right.
Right.
So please understand that
Yeah,
just like
because
Judge
there's a
McMahon,
plan and.
we have to, we're doing our best to make sure that every inch of that building, which belongs to the people, is done right.
Right.
And I think that's great that the three of us are on that page right now.
I just like it for the future. I can see, hopefully I'm gone.
Well, I may be going.
But in the future, as probation, it will continue to grow. Because like I say, with supervised release, that changed. It started around 2006. These people are really starting to come out of prison. And we have them for a long time.
Which is sad to say, but true. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just, but
Can
I've
we
had
roll
conversations
this until the study comes? Because it doesn't cost us anything.
Well, it does. We have to find a place to put stuff we have stored there. So we'll have to move it to some other location.
My God,
And we could be moving it to a location that we turn around and have to move it again when we do the remodel. I guess, and Mike, this isn't on you, this is on the state. I'm just a little confused that I don't know how counties can afford to have a growing entity like yours keep taking over county property and expect us to not be reimbursed. You just talked about cameras. You just talked about a lot of different things that really don't fall under our purview. And that would be something that if you were in your own entity, in your own building, it would be your own issue. But we're paying the water, the sewer, the electric. Now I'm hearing our IT guys need to do something to help make your area more secure. But my question is where does the state step up and where does the county draw the line?
I get that back.
And how many counties, I looked at how many square feet you,
Same way.
I looked at how many square feet you all have upstairs, okay? And guys aren't really that tight when I look at the square footage, but, and I got the letter here today about in the hallway. And listen, I'd love for you guys to all have a private office, but that's nothing that we can afford. And I don't, as if you can give me an example of another county that gives 16 parole officers private offices, I'd love to talk with them and see how they did it and we're able to afford it. Because I don't see that we've got the money to build 16 or 20 offices that are all private on top of interview rooms and all of that. This is, when are you guys going to maybe potentially outgrow the courthouse? I guess that's my question.
What was that?
Are you guys going to outgrow the courthouse? Because I mean, we just can't keep giving floor after floor.
I don't know. But probation officers need to have privacy with our client.
But we had you guys up there for a while and 4 of you in the one room up there. We put in the room dividers when you first expanded up there.
Yeah, the switches.
And I understand.
I understand the situation, but
it's free space.
Looking forward.
You're telling me we're going to maybe be up to 20 or 25 officers
in the future. I mean, that is.
And I'm going to ask Pastor and Susie, is it really worth us looking to remodel the downstairs for your all's future and future growth? Do we need to find you another location?
That's stuff I have to go to the judge.
I'm just.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
our hands are probably tied when it comes to that too. I don't know.
No, there's other counties that have their probation officers outside their courthouses. They don't have courthouses big enough to give them a whole floor and the way. And I'm not picking on you. It's just the way probation's looking at it. They might need a floor and a half.
And to defend David, Mike, I think 165 commissioners across the state are asking this exact same question because
it could be.
We're not the only county growing in, what we have.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's do or die for you right at the moment to have that office, but we are, like Patsy saying, paying to try to figure out how to get you guys down on the first floor in the most efficient manner for you all to handle your caseload. And that's not at the state's cost. That's at our cost. And the remodeling to do the downstairs to do that, comes out of the citizens' pockets, not the state's. So I guess I'm looking for to give us a breath to try to make sure that what we do, because it might not work on the first floor. We might have to just gut the sixth floor, or we might have to go to the, what's the next one that's open, fifth?
Part of the second.
Part of the second. So.
So you see my motion is gonna be to give it to you now, but it's contingent. You
Okay.
see what I'm saying? Because I agree you need it. I
Yeah,
hate that you need it.
well, like I said, in the future, as people's released,
Okay.
But Kathy, I don't, where are we gonna go put the stuff? What's that?
If probation disappear, what would your jail bill be?
I'm not
I'm
saying
not saying.
Yeah.
disappear. I'm
Yeah.
just saying it's disappear in the building. Do I put you guys across the street here and pay rent?
I understand.
Give you 3 floors and you guys need a 4th floor? It doesn't matter. I mean, where's the cost to us where we finally say you're outgrowing what we're able to provide in the courthouse?
What's your-
That's the big key. It's just your guys are growing in some cases. You got more employees now than we have elected officials in some, or you're getting right there. And the courthouse is for elected officials, but we're bypassing. So.
Are you gonna be using that right away since we've got the issue with the elevator?
no, we're not going upstairs until we know that we have a good elevator that's going to be running.
So you're
So,
not gonna be
we're-
in that office right
Right,
away?
we're going to be downstairs until whenever that is.
Susan, I heard yesterday, they're gonna try to start in 2 or 3 weeks on the elevator.
So actually, the parts are to be delivered between now and Friday, and they're actually going to start on it next week,
New or repair.
the new one.
So.
And we had, Schindler came, I believe it was yesterday, to look at seeing if they can repair the.
So it's gonna be
Yeah, it's going to be a while.
so can we, I mean, Patsy, can we revisit it here in another month or two and see where we're at?
Do it pending this, because we'll probably have something back
But we're
before they're
gonna,
even from the study. In case, I mean, are you gonna be using that within the next 2 months?
No, because I think we'll probably be
And
downstairs.
I don't
for the
mind
next two.
letting you have it
Because-
and you be over this. so
From
we
my
don't- this doesn't
understanding,
come up again.
Once they started, it's still to 15 weeks per car for the elevators was my understanding. So, I mean, we're downstairs probably until February.
So can we leave it be for now, so we don't have to move all?
So
stuff?
now we're gonna bring this back up again and put it on the agenda.
hopefully,
February.
hopefully in February, I'm gonna tell him that we've got it all worked out and we're gonna start on the.
But if you're
two
gonna
elevators in the
spend
first
another 10
floors.
minutes hashing through this.
And then he's gonna have an office and stuff downstairs. But
But then that'll be another year. Before that's done. At least.
Again, I'm gonna say to you, as long as it's all done in-house, I don't care if we give it to you tomorrow. I don't. I just don't care. And I want everybody to. I just don't. I mean, but I agree. It's so funny. I can 100% be where I'm at, but 100% see everything that the other two are saying. I do. I really do. So I don't mind if you move in it tomorrow, but at the same time, I will follow the two of their lead later when this study comes.
So what are we doing today? Nothing? Bring it back later?
No, I'm making the motion, then go ahead and move in.
Okay, so the motion is that they can go ahead and move.
But
in.
it's contingent on exactly
Contingent.
what
If
Mr.
something happens
David
in the
said,
future, then-
100%. Only difference he and I are right now is I do see, he thinks we're spending some money right now, but Laura, all this will be in-house, right? All right, we have 4 IT guys, we have guys that can move boxes. So everything that we're talking about as far as storage, we have.
Get your probation people to come help you move on.
Well, I'm not afraid to get dirty myself.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been
Do
moving.
whatever you can do to help. us.
That's what I try to do.
Save some money, save some people. Okay, so the motion is to go ahead and let them have the room. With the knowledge that,
Same as Judge McMahon.
right, that it may not last forever.
Okay. All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, none, motion carried. But the other, and that's nothing against you guys, but I don't know that this is something that needs to come before the commission. I think that's something the administrator should be able to make a decision, and I know you differ because it's the courts, but we've done it before. So that's my 2 cents on that.
It's the courts.
When IT wants to move their stuff to where, and we'll help any way we can.
Yeah.
To get that.
Okay, just get with Charlie.
Okay, and like I said,
Is that
it'll
fair
be a
enough?
while once the new elevators
Okay.
are in, so.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, number 12, review, discuss, consider duties of courthouse security and memorandum of understanding with the sheriff for courthouse security personnel, potential executive session to consider matters arising from the appointment, employment, retirement, promotion, transfer, demotion, disciplining, resignation, discharge, dismissal, or compensation of a public officer or employee or prospective public officer or employee.
I don't need to go in executive session for that.
I don't either.
Laura, what's your recommendation?
Our nation would be very all that.
Okay.
I'll just kick out one thing. If for food for thought, Patsy, is that we rewrite the order to where we don't lose 100% control, but the sheriff, if he wants, can still be involved. But I think we have to have limitations and in rules. What we gave them was wide open. So I'm for either one.
Okay.
So however you want to vote on or make the motion, I'll
Make motion as stated by you and the administrator.
to rewrite it or just cancel it.
No, you should rewrite it, right?
I'm gonna ask Trey, can we do that as far as the statute
Why don't
goes?
you rewrite it first and then
Well,
come
we just need to know what, all wanna, no overtime, no weekend,
Correct.
hours.
Correct.
I would just need to know the
Well, if that would,
details. We could work through that. We could rewrite the order and revoke the prior order and establish new guidelines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So follow the guidelines of the
So
law.
that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna do an order and then come back and do that.
That's how, I mean, that's
Pass
how
that.
it will be done.
That's what I'm.
Yeah.
I need to
And
know
I think
because
we invite
I'm
the
gonna
sheriff
vote.
to come and comment on the order,
Absolutely.
as we've tried to.
I don't think anything with security or is ever going to go without the sheriff's opinion.
And it shouldn't.
It shouldn't. He's the
And
man.
that's my whole point, that if we're gonna come back with an order, because I would vote no to take it completely away.
Well, I agree with both of you. Yeah. Trey split the hairs between the two of you and we move forward with what he recommended, which is what you recommended, Lon. And David, so yeah, go ahead and make the motion to.
Amend the order.
Yeah, rewrite it
No, not
and-
amend it, but
and to
prepare a
put
new
it
one.
under
prepare a new
the-
order that would include hours of operation.
100%. Yeah, you think you could have that by the end of the year, Trey?
Yeah. Agenda.
I don't think this, yeah, I don't think from reading from this, it's just adding a few lines and dropping something.
I probably invite the judges to.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay.
And I guess my other question is, Trey, while we're discussing that, it talks about the levy in this order. But that's something that we would maintain? That wording? Because I guess my question is if
It's up to you all.
the levy's not approved, is it the end of security? Is it the end of this agreement? Is that the way that reads?
Said it will utilize revenue, doesn't. Make supplemental appropriations if necessary. Funded for courthouse security personnel. We can look at that, but that falls back on how you all want to finance it. You're taking more active control. Which you are. Certainly you can direct how it reads.
Okay, so the motion is that we are going to do a new order
Yes, ma'am.
and then come back at a later date.
Suspend this order and issue a new order.
Is that what you said?
Mhm.
Okay.
It's what we did is we took what David and Laura said and Trey is going to do it.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Review, discuss, consider appointing a Director of Parks and Rec, potential executive session to consider matters arising from the appointment, employment, retirement, promotion, transfer, demotion, disciplining, resignation, discharge, dismissal, or compensation of a public officer or employee or prospective public officer or employee.
Motion to go into executive session.
Motion to go into executive session.
Madam President, can I ask this? Why is this just not a part of the payroll change notices like the other? And a recommendation? Why are we going into executive session for this? Why is this a separate agenda item from
I can't
A
answer.
through J? What's the new gentleman that we hired's recommendation on?
He's on down.
Yes, the man we just hired. So why am I going to executive session and not just making a motion to hire the recommendation to the gentleman we just hired?
The HR person recommended who?
So why is that not a payroll change notice to them?
I'm confused. That's not what I heard from him, but
The reason it wasn't a payroll change notice is because I thought we wanted to have discussion about it, go over the application. That is what the HR individual whole committee discussed different options.
I mean, I'm just asking, I have hires and retirements every week, every meeting. Why is this one
this is a department head, Patsy, and we don't.
more significant than the grant writer that we hopefully keeps us at a certain class for
I have
audits?
no experience.
Well, that's
We didn't,
neither here nor
they
there.
weren't hired as a department head.
Okay,
They
I
were
mean, I'm
hired
just
as an
simply asking.
employee. And this is a department head, so I would think we'd want to sit down and make sure that we're all on board with the department head. Well, if we want to discuss it here in public, I'm fine with it.
I don't care.
Man. I think that's a good idea.
Okay, let's go in the back.
Okay, all in
Can we
favor,
take Laura and Trey with us,
saying aye.
please?
Only, the three of us and
Laura and Trey?
Trey, no,
Not Laura?
no, sir.
Oh, no, I'm, no, wait a minute. I want Laura in there, Susan, so you gotta vote on this. She's the administrator
Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
of Laura and Trey. Cause,
Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
aye,
Those opposed?
No.
No.
okay. So it's just Trey.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay, what's the pleasure on 13?
To give an offer letter to Kim Marchico, Malejko. Is that else? So an offer letter become head of Parks and Rec.
Okay, motion to give an offer letter to
Kim.
Kim. He spelled the last name. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None, motion carried. Number 14, review, discuss, consider going out to bid to purchase 2 new cruisers for the sheriff's office.
Madam President, we're down several cruisers. We've received some insurance money for some of the accidents. We're still waiting on another check. But I believe we need to go out to bid to get 2 new cruisers, for the sheriff's office. And since it'll take time.
We're just going out for bid, correct? But not committing to purchase.
Correct.
Well, it says to purchase, so I'm gonna say to go out, make a motion to go out to bid for potential purchase of 2 new cruisers for the sheriff's office.
A motion is to go out to bid for 2 potential new cruisers for the sheriff's office, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is there any,
Time they're done, we could have another 2 or 3.
is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. We have number 15, review, discuss, consider budget revisions for the prosecuting attorney. Looks like she wants to take out $550 from materials and supplies and put in 2 other items, split it up, put in 2 dues and subscriptions, and $50 charges by other government units. What's the pleasure?
Move to approve budget revisions for prosecuting attorney.
Motion to approve budget revisions for the prosecuting attorney. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Is there any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Number 16, review, discuss, consider, can't believe we're talking about this, 2026 holiday schedule.
Commissioner Treecost, have you gone over all these?
Of course I have.
Okay, because I'm asking that because we had some
No, I
Commissioner Treecost issues with some of the holidays this year.
no, we don't have issues with the holidays. I reiterate again that it changes.
I just want to make sure that we haven't, I don't want you to be firing off emails to all of us that they should be here working and not have the day off. So I want to make sure we're good on all.
First off, you guys know I don't email. You've never had a paper trail from me.
So you good?
Yep.
Okay, move to approve holiday schedule for 2026.
Motion to approve holiday schedule for 2026. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Number 17, review, discuss, consider 2026 commission meeting schedule.
Madam President, this, it reflects the meeting on the 1st and the 3rd Wednesday of every month, just like it is for this calendar year.
Move to approve 2026 commission meeting schedule.
Motion to approve 2026 commission meeting schedule. Is there any discussion? Got that on the other one, but we have it. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None, motion carried. Number 18, review, discuss, consider West Virginia DEP right of entry agreements. And there are 2 of those. Miller Mine Drainage Phase 1 and contract NI West Fork number 9. Oh.
Correct. The Harrison County Commission has previously granted Kleinfelder and the West Virginia DEP, Kleinfelder being the engineer and consultant they've retained, access to these parcels for exploratory activities associated with the abandoned mine land reclamation project. So they've entered onto these commission parcels and done some research, taken some measurements, environmental delineations, and they are ready to come on to the property to actually remediate the subsidence and dangerous impoundments located on these commission properties. So they're seeking the county commission's signatures on these 2 agreements for a temporary construction right of entry. No conveyance of land is to be had here. This is simply for access to remediate the abandoned mine land sites.
I'm gonna play dumb. Can you guys give me a better location?
So
It makes sense to me.
Yes, these this first agreement with all the tax map parcels on them, this is the Summit ball field complex. I believe these are contiguous parcels owned by the county commission. This second agreement on the West Fork project is along West Fork River in Chinston. It's a irregularly shaped parcel. I don't believe it has a street address. But they'll simply be laying some material down there and cleaning up after themselves after they leave.
Okay, is that the repair of the slip?
Yes.
That slip repair, and what's the work we're doing at Summit Park?
there is a slip to the, I believe, the east where the power line comes across.
Mhm.
Large slip that we're gonna be coming across and using access through the park and getting on that property. And I believe part of that property is that part of where we're actually going to work on them.
That's correct. And I'm sorry, I didn't introduce Dan. He's the engineer of record from Kleinfelder as well. So I brought him along to answer some technical questions if needed, but
So you're gonna be accessing it along, and for me, again, it's just easy, the picnic pavilions on top, then the basketball court and playgrounds in the back, and to the left of it's an embankment.
Yeah,
And are you going out the back or up that embankment?
we'll be coming through the park equipment and material to get up onto that process or up onto that section and.
Okay.
Heavy equipment.
And the only reason I say that is the former owners of Summit Park, when they deeded it over, said, don't ever cut into that hillside, because there's probably open up Noah type flood, but it'll come out of the mine shafts, they seem to think up there. So
It's coming out now. That's what it
So-
was.
Okay, so is this slip is on our property? Is it on somebody else's property, the slip?
I believe it's on county commission property from
Okay.
our map we have.
All right.
It's always wet.
Yeah, that's because they told me they covered up the mine openings and said that they.
So what we've researched is with a large surface mine right there, and then of course, towards the northeast, I believe, there's a old deep mine up in there.
Yeah.
I think the one that surface mine, that they did some augering, a lot of it.
Oh, I'm sure they did a lot of
and
augering up
maybe
there.
It's allowing water from the deep mine to get in through the auger, so we're planning on going in, opening up 2 sections, let it free drain, bring the water table down and get it out, but.
Okay, and so you're gonna find a way to get the water all the way off our property then, when we drain it, or when you drain it?
It'll constantly drain.
Okay.
So, but what it will do is it'll prevent the buildup and then saturating the soils and prevent the slides.
Okay.
It'll keep the water level.
Would it be too much to ask for you to submit any plans that you have to us?
I believe we could do that.
Okay.
Can I provide them to email to?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Sure.
So that way we have a record of.
Right, absolutely.
For our purposes going forward.
Certainly.
You want pre or you want as constructed as prepared?
Both.
Big difference.
Yeah.
Very good.
So that's one thing we always find that we lack, that's we go to look at something and we're like scratch our heads because nobody has a record of what happened. So we would appreciate that very much.
Can do.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve the West Virginia DEP right-of-way entry agreements and fix appropriate signatures, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? None, motion carried. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Number 19, review, discuss, consider reappointing the following existing members to the Greater Harrison PSD Board, whose terms will expire on December 8th, 2025. Have A through D. What's the pleasure?
I thought these were normally a staggered. The appointments were for PSDs.
Is there more than these 4?
Yes.
Okay.
So how many people sit on Greater Harrison's?
I believe so.
7. Okay, so that's just it's a big number, not to.
And who knows?
And what term are they getting? And I only say that's just because the amount, it's odd that we never really approved that many at one time. It's always been a one here, one there. It doesn't really say in their letter.
It doesn't. I believe some of these, we happened to find out that they were expired, so they needed reappointed. Maybe not necessarily all 4 expires on December 8th.
Okay,
I'll
well,
bet you listen. I think we've done Skidoo.
I thought we'd already done him before too,
But
but
I don't
that's,
remember.
no, we did Skidere not too long
Yeah,
ago for.
and I think we did Mark too.
And I think we had him up for the health department.
Yes, Kadir was up for health department recently.
I don't remember. That meeting.
Motion to reappoint.
Motion to reappoint James Skadir, Raymond Mark Leonard, Ruth Messenger, and Thomas Roy Michael to the Greater Harrison Public Service District Board. Correct?
Yes, ma'am, and if you could get us idea of whether some of these are, I just can't believe they're all expiring on December the 8th.
I just sent Mr. Hoover a text message to get the
Okay.
text.
Thank you.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, hearing none, motion carried. Number 20, review, discuss, consider rail trail update. Do we have updates on this? Do I need to?
No, Madam President, I don't have anything for now unless you have any questions for me.
You can just get Mr. Biller in the next meeting to give us an update on where he stands with the rail trail between 19 and Reynoldsville, and when we expect it to go out to bid. And I'm gonna give us an update on the West Fork Bridge.
And I also need him to come in yet and we're gonna talk about the rail trail maintenance standards and his recommendation.
Yes, he needs to bring that to us so that we can get that established.
Good, so is that it on 20?
Yes, ma'am.
Number 21, review, discuss, consider update on sewer. We need to go into executive session.
I don't believe so. The only thing I have to say is the manhole is in, it's working. Wood, so that's where we are as of right now.
Right, waiting.
Hey, and in the future, City of Clarksburg has their own little tank now to drive around, so we don't have to go hire Bloodhound anymore. They bought their own trailer and their own tracked vehicle to do sewer inspections, so.
Do have the right call and settlement agreement with me on October 1st. It was approved subject to installation of the manhole and clearance of the line. The imaging has been returned by Bloodhound, was taken on October 23rd. And Danny Hamrick, maintenance, has reviewed the lines based on the testing, and everything is clear. I'm told everything's also functioning much better here since the gravel was unable.
And so I'm waiting to come back.
Pulled out of the line. So I believe this is ready for execution. It's already been approved.
Let's go and say it's already been approved.
Yes,
Okay.
that approach.
Yes, you may. You don't need permission.
I think that just leaves us with other entity to work out the finals on the building, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so nothing really on 21 either, right?
I think we can, fingers crossed, and never see that on the agenda again.
Agreed. Number 22, review, discuss, consider update on Ellis property. Need to read on further.
No, Madam President, I don't have an update for right now.
Okay. Number 23, review, discuss, consider resolution authorizing the application to the state of West Virginia for grant funds under the Land and Water Conservation Fund to erect lighting as phase 2 at the Summit Park softball baseball park upper field.
Correct. This is the land and water grant. We're trying to get that lighting at the fields there.
And this is the one Gina was talking about when she was here.
That is correct, yes.
So did she get them to come back in and give us a new price as where the 250 or Or 500,000, is the way I'm reading it, Laura.
I'm not sure if they were able to give an exact price or she just put a number in there so we can get these grants submitted of roughly what it would be. But 23 and 24 were to go hand in hand. Oh, no, never mind. I'm sorry, 24 is wrong.
Yeah, no.
But that way she put the 250,000, so we can at least apply for it since people weren't able to come in and give us exact pricing.
Okay. Motion to approve resolution to apply for grant for lighting for baseball fields at Summit Park. And for the president to affix her signature.
Motion to approve application to the state of West Virginia for grant funds under the land and water conservation to erect light rail for the ballparks at Summit Park and affix the president affix her signature. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None, motion carried. Number 24, review, discuss, consider resolution accepting funds from the West Virginia Courthouse Facilities Improvement Fund, Phase 2, elevator, $100,000.
Move to approve and for the president to affix her signature.
Motion to approve resolution and for the president to affix her signature. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None, motion carried. Number 25, review, discuss, consider travel requests for 911 employees to go to a class 4 ICS 300, intermediate ICS for expanding incidents in Morgantown on December 2nd through the 4th, 2025. 2 employees. A and B.
Move to approve travel.
Motion to approve
25,
travel
yeah, A and B.
on for the employees for December 2nd through the 4th, A and B. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None, motion carried. Number 26, review, discuss, consider travel requests for 911 employees to go to Crisis Intervention Team 911 Dispatcher Certification in Morgantown on November 6th. We have A through E. What's the pleasure?
I just have a question, Laura. Is this something that several counties go in? Who's doing this crisis intervention training?
They have a trainer actually come in for this.
But several counties, or is this something that we could be hiring and bringing somebody in to do our people in-house and make sure that?
Usually whenever they do this, to do a class, they need at least 20 participants at one time. So it's usually a regional thing that it's opened up to the different entities to send students to. I mean, we can look into having
And
it.
how many employees do we have there?
38 to 40 dispatchers.
The only thing I'm bringing up, Susan, is if we've got enough, why aren't we doing it and bringing them to us instead of?
I think this is probably better than.
I don't
They
think-
are, I mean, I agree with Laura. I think it is a regional thing. I mean,
Yeah.
unless we want to do it here, and I think they have done some here.
They have done some here. We've hosted the class, but again, we can only put so many dispatchers in a class, like 5 to maybe 9 is pushing it at one time because of it making the different shifts short.
Okay. I just think it's an important thing what I'm looking at here, and I just want to make sure that our people are getting to it and consistent.
I think. If they aren't, they need to let us know.
There's the big one. Move to approve travel, A through E.
Okay, motion to approve number 26, travel for 911 employees, A through E. For Laura. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Number 27, review, discuss, consider travel request for 911 employees to go to a class for APCO active shooter incidents for public safety communications at West Virginia Northern Community College in New Martinsville, West Virginia on December 1st. We have 2 employees for that.
Move for travel for employees A and B.
Motion to approve travel for employees A and B, number 27. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? None, motion carried. One more, number 28, review, discuss, consider travel request for 911 employees to go to the NINA class, reset fuel and restore your purpose in 911 at Washington County Emergency Management in Marietta, Ohio on December 10th, 2025, A through I.
Is this an up and back?
Yes, sir. And this one, we've never had a class like this offered before, so I'm excited to see so many dispatchers go to it.
Is this a requirement or is this something they volunteered?
So they have to have so many classes and everything for their continuing education, keep up their certification. So this is one of the classes that were available for them to take for their continuing education.
And this was recommended by our staff over there.
Yes, sir.
Move to approve travel requests for 911 employees A through I.
Motion to approve travel request for 911 employees under number 28, A through I. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Laura?
So the two things that I have, we touched on the one earlier about the elevators. It's exciting that finally, after all this time, the parts for the new elevator will be delivered between now and Friday. They'll start work next week. So finally, feels good that that is finally happening. And then the other thing is a reminder that we're having the retirement celebration for Mike Buff over at Parks and Rec today. Stop by between 1 and 4. It's open to the public. That's all.
Okay. Commissioner Hinkle?
No, man.
Commissioner Treehouse? You have nothing. Motion to adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? None. Motion carried.